from below. Hi Bernie, hi Sneeve. Spooky music for spooky area that we'll be coming back to. Yeah, this is Mother 3 music. I haven't played Mother 3 in a while. I should do that. I installed it on my... I forget what... 3DS! How did I forget the name of the 3DS? Let's get the game going while I'm still ahead. Where's the game? I'll get rid of the hubba hubba. Take a sippy. Spin.
Welcome to the land of milk and honey, bitch!
Unusual sound for the title. Oh god. Come on, Harry, you gotta walk all the way around? We're rolling in dough. Tower creature. Towel creature. Two rusty rifles. There's a bunch of guns in here.
A few bricks have fallen off, revealing a compartment behind the wall. It's too dark to see in.
Spiffy.
There is, yes. And there also appears to be something inside the wall. Interesting. Do you want to take a look?
You know I do, Kim.
Your hand reaches deep into darkness and spiderwebs. Rummaging around, you find rusty rifles hidden away.
Are these any good?
Let's check them out.
Most of them are rusty and inoperable, like the rest, but one catches your eye. A bolt-action model with a fine wood stock, in better cosmetic order than the others.
This one looks nice.
That's a rare sight. Seems to no longer be functional, but still a beautiful thing in its own way. Seems like an old bunker from the revolutionary period. Look at all those rifles. Must be an old weapons cache.
Cache.
It means there are firearms, albeit inoperable, still lying around in Martinez. It's an interesting coincidence, I would say. It might come in useful in the future.
He likes this find.
The postcard is prepaid. That's a funky looking rifle. I like Harry Over. Sorry, Raphael. I remember my name.
Go and take a shower!
Get told. Alright, let's see. I have one skill point. If I get a little more experience, I think we'll be able to investigate the body. Just to be safe. Like, with one skill point, we could probably do it. But with two, you know, that gives us a better shot. Or, I could miss both checks and not be able to continue for a bit. What's this? Shot ball. We did it! We found the bull! Kim, let's go to those old men. Shit ain't nothing to me. I can put the flashlight out by now, probably. Plus, I'll look more authoritative with this clipboard. -2 authority.
I have really outdone myself. This is divine.
Yes, that's what you need, Gaston. More padding on that fat ass of yours. I hope your heart gives out.
I know it's -2 authority.
It's a little pleasures. Life doesn't need to be a struggle. Hello, officer. How might I be of assistance on this fine day?
Looks
I'm
delicious.
sorry, officer, but I really don't share food. Nothing personal, it's just a principle.
The only one you have.
The sandwich looks like a culinary wonder. Well made and abundant in components. The author sure knew their craft. In addition to the obvious slice of ham, a fat one, you notice a brim of a tomato peeking from below. And is that mayonnaise?
Hello, cheese. Man, can I just have a bite?
Believe me, officer, I wish I could help you, but I need this sandwich to keep my blood sugar stable.
Damn.
In my age, you need to pay attention to these things.
You can barely hear him. The sweet smell of pickles in harmony with garlic butter and marinated onions emanating from the sandwich is driving your mind in a singular direction. It must be yours.
He's French. Man, I need that sandwich.
Back off. It's mine.
We can't back down. We have to ask for the sandwich.
A glimmer of respect flashes in Rene's eyes.
Sorry, officer. I'm sorry. I didn't mean it in a bad way. But the sandwich is mine. I'm not gonna share it.
What if I give you a bull to play with?
And it's gone.
When the dissidents come to rape our country, he hides. But try to get a bite of his dear sandwich and he gets claws? We are a special kind of vermin, Gaston.
Legendary rhetoric required to get this sandwich. No, I threw the bull in the sea. Maybe if I were give him the shot put, I want it. He'll give me the sandwich.
I heard someone was hanged and left on a tree for a week. But that's all I know, really.
You have something?
No, officers, I'm sorry. And I really would like to assist. You are both good guys. I can see that.
Then help them, you wimp. You have plenty of shoulder with the gauche caviar in the Union.
The
Someone
gauche
must
caviar?
know something.
I wish I could, but I just don't know anything. I always keep my nose clean and don't gossip. Everyone knows and respects that.
Respect?
Sounds like you're holding back.
I'm not even anyone.
Of course he's holding back. His mouth is so full of Union prick he can't even speak properly.
Can I at least finish my fucking sentence before you piss on it? Is that okay, René? I'm not anyone important in the Union. I just know Evrard.
Who is Everett?
Evrard Claire. Everyone in Martinez knows the Claire brothers. I taught these boys human studies and history in the gymnasium.
What do you know about history? You never witnessed history. Only heard about it years later, when it had already moved on.
He sounds like
You
Dee Dee's
don't
dad from Rugrats.
The old soldier mumbles something under his breath and turns to face the sea. The blind leading the blind doesn't even begin to describe it, is what he said.
Let's try not to get caught in a crossfire.
Lest we leave riddled with bullet holes. This animosity is ancient.
No, thank you. For being consummate professionals. You'll have this case wrapped up in no time.
Alright, Renee. I have a ball for you.
You're still waiting for a replacement for the bull you sent sinking. What is this? Are you mocking us? This isn't for pétanque.
Now, no need to get angry again, René. I'm sure the officer tried his best. It's not like there's a bull kiosk here in Martinez.
I really did try.
Trying is worth as much as is accomplished. In this case, almost nothing. Fine. You try to right a wrong. It's still a gram better than actual nothing.
Yeah! What's this rifle about?
It's a Bell McGrave. 4.46 caliber. Breech loading.
It's on the border
made.
of France and Germany.
Good weapon. Accurate and reliable.
His
Reliable.
moves are quick and precise as he first checks the weapon, then aims it at the sea. This man knows firearms intimately.
This one's inoperable. The bolt spring is missing and the mechanism is jammed shut. Still a beauty. Where did you find her?
I can't divulge that
I
information.
understand. Unfortunately, I don't know what else to tell you. These BMs are an antique. No one uses them anymore. The ammunition is impossible to find.
As Rennie turns
Yeah!
to his partner and back, the medals on his chest rattle and glare. He keeps his spine straight and his ribcage
Woo!
lifted,
Just barely made it.
displaying them proudly. 2. The larger one is shaped like a cross, while the smaller medal resembles the sun. A crowned head in front of 2 crossed rifles. The medal hangs from a blue striped triangle. A small blue star inside an orange sun. It has the word Valiance written below.
For bravery.
It's a conflicted topic for the old veteran. There must have been a number of controversial episodes in his service days.
Not for killing babies.
No. We were the last ones to keep all the baby killers and rapists in check. And let me tell you, son, if there hadn't been Royal Carabiniers, Revolution might not be standing at all.
Whoa! Sounds like you're about to open the gates of conversation. This man will literally talk your ear off if you let him wander off to memory lane.
Let's get off to memory lane.
For doing my duty in the heat of battle. For looking my mortality in the eye. When men like Gaston here hid in the bushes and shat themselves.
He saved some muddy princeling who foolishly strolled into the front line in his gown of velvet and gold.
It was only the first months of the revolution here in Revachol. Unrest was spreading like wildfire. Marauders had taken most of the Corons and were getting really ambitious. King Frisel thought he could end it all in one decisive strike. Sent his cousin, Drisson, to put an end to the unrest.
Drisson?
Alas, the young Drisson was all piss and no vinegar, wearing a tunic
All
of
piss and
purple
no
velvet
vinegar.
and cockatiel feathers to battle. Even his rifle was gold-plated, shone from 5 clicks away. Can you imagine the asininity?
He really despises that Drissant fellow.
I kind of picked that up, reaction speed.
Purple velvet tunic. That isn't exactly camo.
To keep the long and bloody story short, Drisson marched us against the partisans in Coron. And when I say marched, I mean made us walk into captured enemy territory, single file, like toy soldiers, while he rode in front on his giant red stallion.
Got a little bit of melted plastic stuck on the calzone. Oops.
The rebels were
I had a
smart.
frozen pizza earlier.
They let us come real close before opening fire. Suffice to say, it was carnage.
Must have been a bloodbath.
I got shot in the left shoulder and went down. Just a flesh wound. But just as I turned over, the prince fell into the mud next to me. He was missing his lower jaw.
Leftover meatloaf calzone?
Then
Damn.
his horse,
Save
driven
one for me,
mad
homie.
by the noise and smell of gunpowder, stepped on my leg and shattered my knee.
Oh.
It's painful to even think about.
I grabbed my sidearm and shot the beast in the head. Then everything went black.
Capitaine Arnoux, le fléau des chevaux.
When I came to, it was all over. It was just me and Jolles Tresson, gurgling in the blood-soaked mud right next to me. The Dink had taken numerous flesh wounds and lost a lot of blood. But despite missing his jaw, he seemed hesitant to die. Tougher than he looked, that one.
This would never happen to Johnny Lawjaw. My jaw is tight.
Right. So I grabbed the prick and started crawling. Kept going until the 59th Cavalry picked us up. Through some miracle, we both survived. And the jealous freak convinced Frisson
I am the law.
to give me a medal for not leaving him to die in his own blood, piss and shit. He was the commanding officer and I was on duty, just doing my job. Shouldn't hand out medals for that. 13 months later, I received the Sun for distinguished service. It's not worth mentioning.
You sense he's downplaying it. He did a lot more than his duty. More than anyone's duty. It's in his spine, in his billowing breasts, and untarnished self-worth.
Sounds like you're being modest.
The old carabinier stands quietly like a statue, his features motionless.
What Monseigneur Modesty is not telling you is that he crawled over 7 kilometers before the cavalrymen found him and Drisant. 2 days later that was. And that even while crawling with a mangled half-dead prince on his back, he still managed to murder 3 rebels on his way.
Is that pride in his voice? It's deep down, but maybe even unbeknownst to the man himself, it's there.
That one sounds like I'm going to start becoming fascist if I said that, so I'm not going to say that. This doesn't seem like a good moment to express an opinion. I don't want to risk it.
Sorry, officer, but you're reading me all wrong. I'm a man of peace, and these kinds of bloody heroics are only impressive to men like René himself. Certainly not to me. How did you find the story to be, officer? Maybe, but also bear in mind, officer. They don't hand this out for anyone with a service record. Oh no, you have to get shot repeatedly. And you need to get your hands bloody too. Really, really bloody.
Do not speak of what you know nothing about, Poltroon. Duty is something you will never understand. Because he was a goddamn dandy. Had no business leading men or even being on the battlefield. All he was related. That's it.
Related.
Royal blood alone doesn't make army commanders. He was a stupid kid, only interested in horses, hairstyles, and man-loving. And 780
homophobia.
Royal Carabineers are dead because of his incompetence.
Thanks for the story, Renee.
Bah! There were many such stories in those days. Many such men, too. True Eversholians. Men with backbone.
Oh yes, René, yes.
Can we kill him?
Men were bigger, girls were prettier, and everyone wore the fascia. Lord, please, bring those days back, if you can.
I'm not getting into this with you again. Officer, was there anything else?
You should try to come up with a heroic story of your own. Impress this old soldier.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure that means what it sounds like. Look at these 3% checks. Well, from that, man, we did get enough for another skill point. So we can try rechecking the body now. I wonder if there's anything else out here at this time of day. $17.11. He did say that the rifle was basically worthless as an actual like item, so maybe I can just sell it. Get some money to pay for the bed. Is this post-apocalyptic? No. This is just in a different world. It's a lot like ours, but different in a lot of aspects. And yeah, we are in a rundown part of town. Revachol had a bit of a revolution that foreign powers came in and put a stop to when it looked like all the commies were going to win. And now it's just kind of a front for, you know, passing money through. Let's get my flashlight back out. Revachol got blown up a couple times. Yeah, that's why I went and got a skill point. To try the perception check again. Do I have any drip that can help? I have some drugs. No, I don't have any drip to help. That's true, we can't just save scum if we fail. Alright, where is perception? There it is.
The bear's eyes are still glowing red. It's guarding over the freezing corpse hidden inside its belly.
Alright, come on. 83%.
Your arms reach out.
Finally.
Your eyes close, as if by their own volition. It's dark all around. You feel cold, slippery flesh, first with your fingertips, then under the palm of your hand.
What is this?
His face, his cheeks, his nose, his fat, swollen lips. Like a spider, your hand crawls over his features. Everything is silent.
Put your fingers in his mouth.
The oral cavity is cold and moist. A ball-like tongue attaches itself to the base of the mouth, lolling around like a scallop.
Just cut off the plastic. Don't eat plastic.
You're on the right track. A vision of black and dark red death, pried open by your naked hands and studded with teeth. Looks like he's laughing. Death fumes rising from the throat, and there, in the back of his mouth, above the bell of the uvula, right in the soft palate, you see a hole, barely visible to the human eye. It is swollen shut, almost vanished. No larger than 0.4 centimeters in radius, the edges appear darkened.
Fuck yeah.
Keep going.
A black trickle of liquid runs into his throat from the wound.
Let's put our finger in there.
Your index fits right in there. A tight tunnel of flesh opens up. Tissue damage. Wide enough for 2 fingers. As you push both in, you reach through his mouth, right into his brainstem.
Brainstem?
Yes, that's what this part is called.
Oh, right.
You've seen the drawings. You've studied them.
Let's feel
The
around
basal
first.
ganglia feels clumpy. What entered here has torn apart his reptilian complex. The funk soul brother at the back of his head has gone dark forever.
The Funk Soul Brother?
Your fingers slide into the remains of his limbic system. There is no resistance. It's gelatinous. The slug-like structures are damaged too. The tearing extends deep into both hemispheres.
Nasty.
The lieutenant answers with the sound of his pen on paper. Your fingers are all the way in now, reaching toward the inside of his skull. The cavity goes further, but the entry wound isn't wide enough for the rest of your hand to follow. All the muscles in your body harden. Time to enter him.
If we do this, we'll break it. Wiggle
Your
in.
fingers reach toward his skull. His cerebral cortex feels like jelly. Cold jelly. Strange fluid streams down your wrist as you push deeper until you feel it on the tip of your finger. Sharp, serrated material. The edges cut right into your skin. The pain is barely noticeable under the adrenaline rush.
I feel a solid object.
Can you get to it?
There's a tiny crack, a protrusion in the cranium, right in the back of his head. Your finger must be pointing straight at it, from the inside.
Homie,
We
what
have
you
the
got in here?
makings of very small exit wound here.
Let's fish it out. Yoink.
You pick the object between your index and middle finger. Feels sharp, like metal. You press your teeth together. Your jaw is clenched. All you need to do is just...
Good.
The inside of the head feels cold and smooth, like a glove. Sweat dripping down your brow.
If you do this outside,
not to
Kuno
lose the
gets super
prize
hyped and thinks we're
between
super
your
cool. Aw. Also gives you a +3 modifier to that empathy check. I'm sorry I couldn't do this outside, Kuno. I didn't have enough perception. I was too much of a himbo.
With a plop, your hand emerges from the mouth, covered in blood up to the wrist. Between your fingers, a small flower, a blossom made of lead.
A bullet.
This guy was shot and then hanged?
The bullet falls in the bag, leaving a smattering of blood on the plastic. He raises the bag under his eyes and says,
A non-calibre. Rifled. Some kind of brittle alloy. Fractured on impact.
Can I have it?
Of course. You've earned it.
Bury the lead a bit.
We need to add an item to the injury list. Injury number 4. Oval entry wound with an abrasion collar. Soft palate, back of mouth.
You should have played the PSP version, then you could have played it outside. It's like a nut you can play with outside.
High velocity, temporary cavity in brain tissue, small exit wound on the occiput. How does that sound?
Sounds like heaven.
Opinion, fatal injury.
You're goddamn
And
right.
one last thing. We can now fill in injury number 3. Ligament mark. Opinion, non-fatal. Post-mortem. Treatment.
He's proposing the bullet was the real cause of death, and the hanging an attempt to conceal this fact.
It was all
Yes,
treatment.
and the belt around his neck. The hanging. Even dragging him to the yard. All of it was done after this man was already dead.
Dead dabba doop doop.
Dead-a-dee dead dead.
Thank you, Kim.
I
Agreed.
have had my doubts since you showed me the tracks. Why did they carry him over? Why not march him, I thought. There was no satisfying explanation. There have been other signs too. Small things. We were right not to assign hanging as cause of death, as the perpetrators expected we would. No such luck for them.
Find the bullet before you get fooled.
We didn't fall for it, he thinks. There's pride in there.
Who would do this?
That's for us to find out. But this, it will make finding them just a little easier.
And why would they
To
do
hide
it?
something. The real killer? The real motivation? What really happened here?
Maybe the bullet
Yes,
holds some answers.
We should take a closer look at it. I am certain it has more to tell us.
This little thing could reveal much about the weapon that shot it.
And I also need to wash my hands.
Oh, you really do. I am glad to hear you say that. Your room in the Whirling in Rags should come with a bathroom. Be sure to make use of it in the evening.
Wash off the death smell.
We bag the corpse and carry him to the holding pen of my kinema. I can transport him to processing myself, but I will be gone for the rest of the day.
No!
Work on the case. Tend to personal matters. Try not to do anything too dangerous. An officer needs backup in a neighborhood like this. I'll leave that choice to you. And one more thing. Great work, detective.
Aww.
After you bag the corpse, Lieutenant Kitsuragi will leave the party until tomorrow morning. You can do side tasks and even the main case, but it might be more difficult. Plan his exit accordingly.
Thank you, tutorial agent. It's only 1 p.m. If your authority was high enough, Great Detective would have healed us. Aw. If only there was a Sega arcade, then we could play Outrun till he's back.
Good question. It looks like an ice cream fridge. I know. What an unfortunate marketing choice. What is even worse, the bear is still costing them money to this day. The electricity bill must be catastrophic. On the other hand, it did help us with a certain corpse situation.
Lucky us. Indeed. Refrigerated meat is much better for coroner's work.
I'm gonna bring Kim with me for a few more hours. And he said there's a big red cord
Two
coming out of
cables
it.
are plugged into the breaker box. The red one leads to the ice bear fridge, and the black one to the ice cream maker nearby.
Let's unplug the black cable.
Something close to you dies with a soft
Thank you,
electric
Randy.
purr.
Mwah.
Why did you do that?
The color of the immeasurable
The
cosmos.
lieutenant raises his brows, but doesn't say anything. The electric distribution board now has one cable missing. Somewhere, a machine hums along with the current.
Fridge. Mostly dealt with the body, found the bullet, Talk to Joyce for a bit. There are the Hardy Boys. There's also talking to the Union boss. Oh hey, we can come out the front door. I guess I can put the flashlight up. Some crack. Get my Half-Life crowbar out.
The note is written with a blue pencil on a piece of lined office paper. The kitchen magnets have left spots on its surface.
Does it say anything interesting?
This is tangential at best, but the lieutenant's detective instinct is still active. Someone has scribbled, S. I can't believe the off-site copy is still here. The illiterate ginger kid was stealing stuff from the studio, so I had to hide it somewhere safe. You'll find the filament memory with the off-site copy in the frozen ice cream maker. Please take it home, ASAP. It's important. I'd do it myself if I lived in a civilized place with a freezer. Take care, Sully Swaff.
Who's the illiterate ginger kid?
Looks like someone from that radio game company upstairs. I'm a little surprised they just left their property lying here.
Maybe it's because of the entity.
That's implausible.
Someone scribbled S. Is it the stupid S that every kid drew in elementary school? Well, we have the filament, don't we? I can't read it. It's in my inventory.
I don't know.
Didn't you see one right next to the breaker box?
Fractured evidence bullet.
The bullet is safely sealed away in a plastic bag bearing the RCN stamp. Kim has filled out the label on the bag with the item number, case number, and date and location the bullet was found.
Yeah, this is a detective game.
Beside his orderly handwriting, the bullet looks especially sad, like a tiny, shriveled head of cauliflower.
This game is great because your inner thoughts are really revealing about yourself. What do I do with you,
What?
bullet?
Well, if I was the bullet, which I'm not, I would say find the weapon that shot me.
Good idea, Bullet Kim.
If we find who owns it, we will have likely found who used it, possibly to kill our victim. In conclusion, the more we know about this bullet of yours, the better.
The jacket of the bullet is made of a yellowish metal. It has blossomed out to reveal a dark grey core. The base of the bullet is close to 5 millimeters in diameter.
That is tiny.
You can just about make out a few striations near the base of the bullet. Little hairlines, linear. It feels standard. It's quite destroyed. Some of the fragments are still lodged in the wound.
This is Danganronpa, but with actual crack smoking. Yeah. We do have some crack on hand.
What can you say about the bullet so far?
Wow, I actually know this. And more communism, that's true.
A jacketed bullet. Okay. It would have been shot from a military-grade breech-loading rifle, not from a muzzleloader like those typically found on the streets of Martinez. Even the RCM uses ordinary unjacketed conical bullets. This is strange. Very strange. I like this, officer. Strange means unique. Unique means incriminating. We need to find the gun that shot it.
5mm is a pretty standard bullet size. I guess so.
Something tells you that
For a
won't
rifle,
be
yeah.
anytime soon. This'll have to be one of those epic tasks that's open for a while.
We have a similar rifle on hand. Big brain.
A rifle. Revolutionary theory. Your bullet looks to be an old 4.46 millimeter from the surplus left over from the turn of the century. Probably an antique or a retrofitted antique. The 4.46 caliber was widely used with the Belmargrave rifle, a Revacholian manufacturer. The BM dominated the battlefields of the Insulindian theater of the anti-centennial revolution. 50 years ago.
Damn.
Incidentally, you have just such a rifle with you. The dusty old thing you found hidden in the basement below the commercial area. It's unusable, sadly. If it were, the bullet would probably fit the chamber.
Kim, I have good news about this thing we found.
No, but Zeliger, a major firearm manufacturer, ended up with a surplus after the war. So there are still a lot of these old military rifles floating around, usually broken. The quality was appalling. Antiques enthusiasts, guerrilla fighters in distant countries, a few lucky jamrock bangers. You're looking for the same thing you found in that hidden weapons cache, only in working order.
What are you thinking? Bullet?
Kim's on board with talking to the bullet.
Okay. And? An antique. That makes sense. There can't be many breech-loading rifles floating around in Martinez, or anywhere in Ravachol, really. Sure,
Why not?
there's some arms trafficking, but the laws prohibiting the use of breech loaders we inherited from the monarchy have been effective, from what I've seen. Some new RCM recruits get impatient with their muzzle loaders once they've trained with military-grade weapons, but they realize it's worth it in the end.
Worth what, getting shot?
Imagine if everyone, cops, citizens, had access to firearms that could shoot multiple rounds without pausing to reload. After the first shot, the second, third, and so on come much easier.
Kim, I have some bad news about another world that you don't live in.
But back to the investigation.
Something mysterious is afoot with this antique bullet type. This is a detective game written by people who do not like cops IRL. You can tell. I know people who all use subtlety, and they're all cowards.
Let's find out. Next step, finding the gun itself.
I should probably heal my morale.
Still here, stuck in this damn jam, my man. What's up?
Do you know
I don't
this
wanna
lady
talk
driver?
about that. Man, I was hoping it isn't gonna be her. All I can say is, she isn't around here anymore. She isn't some evil drug trafficker. And I don't know where she is.
What does she
A
look like?
youngish woman. Gruff, but in a cool way.
What color hair?
Blue and violet. Died. It was violet when she got here. Blue before she went.
That makes sense. Plus, being a detective means you ask questions.
Then she may have dyed it again.
What's her
Thank
name?
God I don't know. People here call her the Lady Driver. She kept her name a secret. From me too. Now I see why. A friend? An acquaintance. I don't know. She was the only person in this damn jam I could talk to. She's someone I don't want to rat out to the law, okay? Damn, I don't want to... Please just let it go. Whatever she did, it can't be that bad. She's not a bad person, I know that much.
We can't just let it go. It's part of a police investigation.
I love the flare-cut pants.
That's how it always is with you, isn't it? All part of the investigation. The girl's troubled. If you hunt her down, she may not survive it. I can't have that on my conscience.
It won't come to that. We won't pursue her on this. This is information only.
I don't believe you. She's got the darkness in her. That young person's darkness when you think it's all over. And you're looking for a way out.
Uh-oh.
She shared this with you?
Yes. Which is why I don't want to snitch on her. I heard the rumors. I saw the other drivers looking at me strange when we talked. And she told me, too, that she's had a violent life. But I wasn't afraid of her. More like for her.
Did this violent life include drug trafficking?
Tommy being the man.
Well, it looks like it did now. But we didn't talk about that. We talked about life, you know? She talked about her mind. The way it worked. The trouble it was giving her.
The pain it was causing her.
Fuck, man. Go grill someone else with these questions, okay? There are plenty of drivers here who couldn't stand her, or were afraid of her. They'd be more than happy to rat her out.
Yeah, there are tabletop RPGs in the bookstore.
He's right. There are other options. The raceman, for one. Push Tommy and it will break his heart and his spirit. Don't expect you to be pals. Now is not the time to focus on feelings. You need that info, son. It's right here. The answer is right here. You just need to ask him. Come on, do it.
That's my dumbass brain talking, though.
And yes, she is a bitch. B-I-C-T-H. And in that order.
Let's not hurt Tommy's feelings.
Thank you, friend. Wow, this makes me feel like I should pick up smoking again. Would help with my rhymes, too.
What are you thinking? Between those trucks down there, smokes! Go get him! I don't have the heart to press Tommy. I don't either. He's such a nice guy.
The woman still has her eyes fixed on the photograph in her hands. In the background, the radio plays.
If you want her attention, you may need to be more forceful.
Where am I? Who are you?
You alright?
Never mind. I remember now. I'm still stuck in that traffic jam in the 50s.
What else would you be then?
Back in Methka, during the time of the revolution. The sidewalks and cafes are filled with the young people. I was on my way to see a new Boyadero picture starring Gabriel Buenguerro.
Gabriel Bunger. I don't want to make a grown man cry in front of Kim.
Until you came along, that is.
Who's Gabriel?
This is Gabriel Buenguerro.
A strikingly handsome man
Ooh.
looks straight at you, his head crowned with a wide brim hat.
Well,
His
I also
hair
have a
is
big
dark
hat.
as an oil slick, and his jaw, the most perfectly chiseled thing you've ever seen.
Hubba hubba.
He was the biggest star of his day. Girls used to faint in the aisles of cinema whenever he came on the screen. And schoolboys used to memorize all of his lines.
You were a mess when you were young?
Someone was.
What?
They are someone's memories, boy. What difference does it make if it's me or not? They're beautiful. That is all that matters. Beautiful and true. And they will win. They're coming for this, you know? All of this.
Ambro type. This is a good portrait.
All of what? The world? The present?
I wasn't dreaming. I was there, Loman. It was early spring, and the man behind the black sun had just come out. The posters were 20 meters tall.
Oh.
Everything was golden. While you, people, were tearing each other apart over your petty little revolution, in Methk, it was a golden age.
Meth.
Why not, Harife? It's not like I have anything better to do in this hellhole.
There's something off about this woman. Tell her to show you the soles of her boots. Maybe she was at the hanging somehow.
What are you holding?
Diamonds. Of course not. But wouldn't it be marvelous if I was? Whatever stupid things they put in the lorry, I imagine.
You don't
I
know?
quit concerning myself with that a long time ago. Besides, I don't drive the lorry for the cargo, if you know what I mean.
She says that as if something narcotic is the real reason.
You get high off driving a lorry?
Oh, it's so much more than a high where I go, Harife. It's low. I go to the bottom.
Yeah, it's definitely some kick. Some terrible kick in the dark. A sleep kick. Perhaps you can find out later.
Of course it does. What did you expect? Of course not. To truly understand the Boyadero, you need to listen to On the Western Plain.
What's
It's
that?
an old ballad about a young girl who falls in love with a daring Boyadero. He promises to marry her as soon as he returns from the Western Plain.
They live happily ever after?
Don't be stupid. The Boyadero returns from the Western Plain a changed man one night. As he and his beloved are out
To truly
working
understand
along the river
Boyadero, you must
Margaret,
play the Sundown
Blake
Kid
with
in
him
Live
to give
Alive.
up his riding and settle down. So the Boyadero strangles his beloved and throws her body in the Margaret. Then he rides off, because the Western Plain is calling to him.
A beautiful
The most
song.
beautiful. A true Boyadero needs a whole horizon to himself. He can be tied down by man or woman. His beloved was selfish. She didn't know what it meant to love a Boyadero.
You seemed away.
She's just a distracted old woman. We should maybe let her get back to her things.
Come on, he thinks. She's not the lady driver.
You hear that, Loman? I don't think your partner likes you spending too much time with me.
Why is that,
Nothing.
Lieutenant?
I just don't think she's connected to anything.
A pale dream is what it is.
Show me the
Now
soles
what
of
do
your
you
boots.
want with an old woman's boots, Sheriff?
Please?
Please? I think you should let me get
Pale
back to
dream.
Gabriel Buenguerro. You are not Gabriel. Gabriel doesn't say please.
She's wearing sturdy worker's boots made of black leather. Buckles run across. The sole is also made of leather.
That's why it's called Spaghetti Western.
Just before Gabriel, it was the coronation of Franco Negro. Now, there was a real man.
I could have told you that from just looking at them. The size is 37.
The feet of a little girl, they fit well on the pedals. Yes, go. Enough jamboree. I need to get back to Meskin.
Thanks, old lady. Hmm.
The speakers below are banged up and worthless. The sneakers triumph over them. They're the star of the show here.
I wish I could get some drip. I need to find some money.
These once respectable speakers have been conquered, reduced to a mere prop by the indomitable Faun Ultras atop them. A small heat emboss on the veneer reads, "Solidarity aid from the People's Republic of Samara." The speakers themselves don't seem to display any magical qualities.
They were sending speakers?
No, don't look at the speakers, officer. Look at the sneakers. The sneakers are the stars here.
Poor little speakers.
No, don't pity them, officer. These are old Samaran garbage. Don't even look at them. Check out these super cool, fun ultras instead.
I would love to buy the drip, man.
No
I just want to look
way,
at the speaker.
officer. These aren't for sale. They're bad speakers. Low-fi socialist junk.
I might be lo-fi socialist junk myself.
No, officer. You're a high-class policeman who accepts nothing less than the best. Lucky for you, I've got the best on sale. Well, if you want them, but see, they are the pedestal for my sneakers. If I let go of the speakers, where will the sneakers go? I can't leave premium lifestyle sneakers on the ground. If, on the other hand, you wanted to buy the sneakers too, I could maybe throw in the speakers for little extra. 50 cents?
Hmm.
The shine on these sunglasses lasts a lifetime, officer. 100% guaranteed.
Shades of self-destruction. Those sneakers cost 2 days' rent. Yeah. We can do it.
No luck.
We can't do it.
All you find is this lime-colored cellophane visor, produced by a bargain sportswear brand called Amphibian, apparently. There's a malformed green frog on its bent cap.
Yo.
Oh, that visor is perfect
Frog hat,
for you,
frog
sir.
hat.
It'll definitely keep the sun out of your eyes.
$6?
while you're shooting criminals. Bang, bang. And all for a mere 6 real.
Hey, at least it might actually offer some protection against the sun. Not like those cheap plastic shades.
I hope not.
Should we prepare for firefighting?
You don't like it? Sure, Square Joe. No problem. Let's get you some real shades.
I could have used first +1 perception. No. I could have bought the frog hat. I'm taking the frog hat.
And practical, officer. Good choice.
One of 2 clothings that raise perception. Oh my god. Made in Safri. Actually, let's see. Do I need more encyclopedia right now? I think we're good on perception. I'll just hold on to him, though. Because I could not resist the frog hat. I needed it in my life. Let's see. Is this still broken down here? Don't look like it. Broken till day 3. Okay.
Hello, hello. Let me know if I can help you with anything. Sure, let me have a look. Anything else you're thinking of selling?
I'll hold on to the gun for now.
Another time.
And if I get desperate, we can sell it for rent. Intentionally failing to get the frog hat. Hell yes. Let's see. Anything new with the protesters? There's the racist lorry driver. There's Measurehead. You think we could take Measurehead?
Is this about the questions again?
There's yummy cigarettes over there. What can we put on? We gotta heal. There's a tough paragraph ahead. I can improve my psyche. You know, let's take the warm-up racist. Then we'll go deal with the terrifying racist.
Looking for something, Hunt? Come to tell me to fuck off again? I don't know what you're talking about. He did something. He stole his employer's goods and another lorryman's job. You should be thankful for the tip. Listen up, fuckwits. You don't scare me. You cops don't run Evashal West. You don't run Martinez. You don't run anything.
Lady driver?
He means La Puta Madre.
What?
The name resounds like a bell in the air.
Don't talk to me.
A dark gong. You get a bad feeling about it.
The shit mother?
Looks like the lieutenant has a plan. Let him do this.
Yeah, him.
Then I presume you are familiar with his peonies.
Yeah, they're his little bitches. He's got them all over the unions.
Not just the unions. He has peonies everywhere. Some say he even has them in the RCM. Dirty fucking peonies who'd do anything for him. Multi-ethnic drug addicts.
You're not peonies. You wouldn't be investigating a drug thing if you were.
No, of course not. We are not peonies. But if we were, and one of Madre's drivers were to be stealing from him, then it's a good peony's job to find out who that is. It's not a hard job. It won't take a long time. It won't make Padre Madre angry. But a stupid fucking racist is standing in the way, protecting this fucking thief.
I'm not scared of you or the mob. I'm under the protection of the Lorryman and Carter's Guild.
You've seen that corpse in the ceramic armor there. Did his shitty little guild protect him?
Nah, you wouldn't just leave him out there if you...
The lieutenant turns and gives you a barely perceptible nod. I've softened him up as best I could. Now it's on you to finish the job. Be careful. This man's still got some fight in him by the looks of it. It won't be easy to break him.
50-50.
The main
Fuck.
thing is to not overdo it, even when you're trying to scare someone. The most important thing is, how does it look on your resume.
Why don't you and me step outside for a little talk? We are outside. I've got the goods on you.
What? What do you think we're doing right now, runt? We're outside talking.
Damn it, I meant, do you want to find someplace private? No shit.
There's some kind of homo thing?
Maybe it is.
Okay, that's enough, detective. That's enough. Let's just go and ask Tommy, alright? We are wasting our time here.
My morale. No, the autosave.
It was bad. You missed out.
Well, maybe the real scary racist will be easier. If I snort some crack first. Take a sippy. Psych ain't gonna help on this one. That's true. What can I put in my hands? Get a little empathy? No, that's all psyche.
Your body betrays your degeneracy.
That's a hell of a portrait.
Yeah, Measurehead. His body totally betrays his degeneracy.
My body does not betray my degeneracy.
Are you admiring my morphophysiology? It must be frightening to stand in the shadow of this racial pinnacle. Be calm, I'm Sandwich. You are not in danger. Because
Omega
you
racism.
are not a threat to me. What is this androgynous display of sexual maturity?
You hear your heart pumping, fast and irregular. Your joints ache and you feel old, but still alive, somehow.
Stop it! You are embarrassing yourself in front of this woman and your pedomorphic friend. This display of weakness may appeal to older women with a stronger maternal instinct, but it is a liability here on Battlefield Martinez.
Jean-Luc, his body is betraying his degeneracy pretty hard. Maybe you can ask him to leave.
I gotta be straight with them.
That is precisely the negligence that has led you to succumb to Al Ghul. You reek of it. An invisible sword of Al Ghul emerges from your throat. You cannot see it, but others can. It is making the woman in my company sick.
Maybe I should have showered. We still also smell of corpse.
It's not good.
I hate crawled into your stomach, got drunk and drowned.
You're damn right I'm an alcoholic.
No, you don't. You need to get another drink. Occidental Haplogroup B4 is done giving orders around here. The influence of the ham sandwich race is waning.
You have to talk to David Cage.
Jerking motions. Signs of a late-stage neurodegenerative disorder. How far the Occidental Haplogroup has fallen. You were once a noble and powerful race. You gave the world eugenics, electricity, and powerful weapons of war like missiles and aerostatic aircraft. You made great gains in metallurgy, race theory, and statecraft. You dominated lesser cultures, like the
David Cage is far more
Deformed
pathetic
and the
than this guy.
inexplicably potato-obsessed Quakers. But now your ascent to the genetic summit has halted. You are obsessed with sadness and with frivolous pop culture.
I keep looking over and thinking we're Flint from Mother 3.
You will be superseded. Isn't that right, babe?
Depressed kids and their memes.
It is, baby, yeah. You know it.
Measurehead's babe.
There is a button right behind him, just out of reach. It must be the one that opens the door to the harbor.
I don't think I can take him in a fight. But I do got a crowbar. And I have a gun that's broken. I could convince him it's working. You are a himbo. Ow.
That you should leave the stage of history with dignity by inviting the other races to a great world war. Bring your troops to the Simonine Islands and to Boogie Street, and we will pulverize you. When you are gone, we will build a museum for you. The walls will be lined with bottles of Al Ghul, your beloved beverage. Inside, we will store the odes to homosexuality you call art, and your microcephalic skulls.
This is your chance. He's talking. Rip into him with a punch and catch him off guard. No, don't rip into anyone. You're sensitive. Remember? Communicate.
Suggestion is against it.
What?
I could distract him with a mug.
He does not so much as glance at the object.
This your kind of thing?
Stop showing me your pathetic cup. I have no interest in it.
Does he strike you as the kind of man who puts mugs into trash?
Subscribe to his advanced race theory. I don't think we're doing that one.
I am not the first line of defense. I am the last.
Become a
addition,
giga racist.
These so-called Hardy boys are an effeminate clique of bodybuilders. Their company is spiritually degrading. The Hardy manlets are on the pay of the company. I answer to the union alone. And I do this out of race heroism. Finance is an alien concept to the Simonese. Now leave me be. I must luxuriate in the company of my woman. Don't be vulgar. White or not has got little to do with this. The race enigma runs much deeper than that.
You keep telling yourself
Claire
that.
is a man of vision and means. He has the will to confront international capital, which is something your race naivistic communists never
Take a sip.
did. Also, to serve is noble. It takes discipline. Your petulant individualism has only contributed to your race failure. It is lax and moronic.
I'm no communist. Communism is pretty cool. Individualism is my jam. My jam is a mysterious fourth thing. I'm gonna stay based.
Idiotic communism is the single greatest contributor to your race descent. Everywhere around you, the fruits of its failure to challenge the world order. Individualism, rock and roll music, sexually transmitted diseases. Above all, rampant multinational finance still reigning large. Tell me, where have you gotten your love of pathetic communism from? Degenerate youth culture? Rock and roll music?
I am a rock and roll star and a rebel.
Rock and roll is moribund. Only Koikos listen to it anymore. There is no life left in it. My people abandoned it long ago. It leads only to neurodegenerative herpes and heroin overdoses. I am not surprised you enjoy it so much. This has happened to many of the side products of the inevitable cultural victory of the Seminoles race.
I don't think we should tell him that we've experienced head trauma. He seems to be the kind of guy who's into that sort of thing.
What you need is to come to terms with extinction and never getting into this harbor.
Kim, what do you
I
think?
think this racist is better than the last. But the next racist will be the really good one.
How you know there'll be a next racist?
There always is.
Race is reality.
Let's take him out! Uh-oh.
How did this happen? Your little fist is in his giant hand, and he's...
Trust me, the next guy will be really good.
You must be out of your mind, degenerate drunk. Say it. I am a degenerate alcoholic.
The crackle of bones. Inside. You can hear it.
If you get a conceptualization check, you can say the next guy will be our lucky racist. He will grant us 3 witches. Fuck you!
Your fist cracks in his hand like a ripe apple. Pain shoots up into your brain as he's twisting it more and more.
The words to the song have changed. Say, I am a violent drunk.
Your hand twists in his grip and the pain blinds you. Still you press the words out of your swollen mouth.
Good. Now leave before you humiliate your homoerotic organization any further.
We still need to get into the harbor. There's an interview to conduct. There must be another way.
Kim, you couldn't have mentioned that earlier?
I'd appreciate it if you didn't force us into situations where I may have to shoot random civilians, because that won't get us anywhere.
I think it would have been fine.
I'm not even sure the one bullet my chamber holds would even prick that hug.
I can't promise that I might attack him again.
We're not here on some political quest. We are here to solve a crime. Don't make the situation any more volatile than it already is.
I was trying to assert my dominance.
We're not here on some political quest.
The lieutenant groans, but doesn't say anything. That's right. You should do it again. It's the last thing he'll be expecting.
You're right, Volition. Mario, you got anything?
I guess getting past the man ain't that simple after all. So, what now? The little boy had a good on his promise. To get me into trouble. To sick the pigs on me. Pardon the choice of words. Not mine.
What happened?
I was asked to look into that armor situation. Official Union probe, you know. Track it down, see who took it.
Did you?
At first I thought, why not? Maybe the pieces can feed the strike. Buy us a few more days under the sun, you know? So I went to this boy. He said he'll make me his prison bitch. He's got eyes everywhere, and the cups in his pocket, and he's the king of Jamrock. Serves me right for doing menial footwork. I dropped that probe right then and there, and it still got me into trouble. One bad move is all it takes.
What'd you learn?
I learned that people don't want to talk to a drunk Union man about some armor.
What else?
Not much. Technical stuff mostly. That was the interesting part.
What was the technical stuff?
I did some research into this armadura. Let's say I have friends at the library. I didn't get into the material science, just how it comes off.
How does it come off?
In parts. 4 in total. The helmet was the first to go, and the kid says he tore it off and kicked it into the sea. I believe him. The boots were still on the guy last I saw. Too hard to remove.
Manana, you sound a lot like that Tommy guy.
So, as I count, there are 2 parts missing. The gauntlets and the cuirass. This is where I left off. Too much hassle. More like a job for some militia. Oh, they're just gone. They don't exist anymore, if they ever did at all. Forget about them. I do.
I'm gonna find one
Nice
piece
and
of it.
balanced. Some junior officers can take care of the rest.
Smart choice. It's only that one spot you need armored too. The one the bullet hits. Good luck if you go for those boots though. You'd have an easier time wresting the spurs off a boyadero than getting them off it. It's a minor nuisance. It's all good.
He thinks, not yet. Better to get this business out of the way. Sweeter then.
No problem. If you see that kid, thank him from Call Me Mañana. Thank him for showing me the way. Sorry. Busy surveying the situation.
The leggings are gone.
I'm sure you'll figure something out. You guys have all sorts of gadgets these days. Wiretapping, telescopic batons, futuristic circuit bending to infiltrate harbor machinery. Maybe you could even knock that Kowalczyk crane over using some remote controls. Or calling in tactical air support. You guys have air support, right?
We have air support?
Because we don't. We don't have air support or any of those other things.
I get it. Hush hush about the secret technology. Alright, I may have some advice for you on how to deal with Jean-Luc there, out of solidarity to the RCM. It's low in technology, however. First, don't fight him. Obviously.
Don't fight him.
Second, get him to share his theory by being subordinate. Admit your lack of expertise. Basically grovel. That's how I do it. You're welcome.
Maybe that would work. We'll have to see.
Maybe we do have to become a Giga racist. Ask the scary scab leader.
Nice aggression with the native. Don't let the chief fool you next time. You don't need to be that up in his face. Leave yourself space to move.
Not bad advice, actually. This might do the trick.
Let's talk about our right to work.
I need you to be my champion against Jean-Luc up there.
No, I'm not a fighter. I'm a worker.
This man is not our lucky racist. I may need to buy some healing items. But I have, like, very little money. Maybe I should sell that cube. Want to save scum the fight? I have not already paid rent. Kuno, how you doing? You looking down, buddy?
Fuck does Kuno care? So?
Fuck does Kuno care? The boy turns to you. He doesn't care.
Fuck, okay. Kuno's a giver like that, yes?
Kuno sent your fat ass running around like jello!
Look, pig, Kuno sent you to rough some people up. Kuno played you. That happened. Now you and Kuno should move on.
Good idea.
Yeah, that's what Kuno said. Don't be saying what Kuno said back to Kuno. Get the fuck out of here, Patterson Kuno. After this shit, you better have something real interesting to say if you want to stay in Kuno's face.
Yeah, real interesting.
Kuno doesn't fucking care.
I'll die before I squeal, pig.
Hey, kid.
What's this kid shit? Fucking mind games. I'd rather die than squeal.
Get the fuck out of here, face. You got done. Talk to me.
So it's a girl. Interesting.
Interesting. They're still playing with their bulls. Bulls rules. I do like some healthy bulls. There's something here for everyone. Hello, water.
Inside, you see a set of steering levers, a radio microphone, a pull-out toolbox, and the soft glow of the fuel preheater gauge.
I have the right to remain brown bricks in Justin Timberlake's noodle soup.
You're pretty...
Thank you.
The white suede feels luxurious under the touch, and the metal clutch handle so very familiar in your palm.
Good night, Randy. Hello up there.
An inconspicuous pile of the roofing material, Eternite.
Why am I looking at this roofing
Because
material?
there's a secret door hidden behind the panels of Eternite. That's why they're too orderly. There it is. You see a shabby little door.
What is this then? A tool shed? Let's investigate.
Let's head on in, Kim. There's something there.
Be still, my beating heart. It's amphetamine.
Meth.
Sweet amphetamine. The lieutenant isn't studying the powder in the mirror. He's studying you.
I was thinking about justice.
Of course, detective. Swift justice. Don't worry, we don't have to investigate every trace of narcotics.
Yeah, swift, lightning justice. Faster, harder, justicer.
See that ladder there? It's probably another way into the industrial harbor, no? A secret path the local kids use.
We can get inside. What's up here? Money! Cured pig's head. Looks mummified. Oh, we're going over here. Bucket. Grand Quran, 37. 90 cents? This place is loaded up here. Ooh, free health. Alright, you find the way over there then. Oh, there were stairs. I'll make rent just yet. You have a personal request? Let's hear it. Defeat Measurehead. We may need to do a little safe scumming. Can I get out? Oh, right. Other way. I want to grab that jacket first, if I can. It might give me some strength.
Looks like someone left his tarpaulin cloak hanging on the railing.
Oh, jacket
here.
come later.
When the wind ruffles the cloak, you can most definitely see a white rectangle on its back.
That cloak does not concern me at the moment. This is the baby route for babies who cannot defeat racists. Luckily, I am a himbo, and I will defeat racists. I just gotta get ready for it.
descent has only worsened.
Volition says do it again.
You have really let yourself go.
Go for it. No!
It has happened again. The Titan has your fist locked in his hand, and he's...
I'm fine with saves coming this one. Alright, let's see what it says at least.
Another fit of criminal rage. Who are you, in your own words?
The crackle of bones. Inside, you can hear it.
I'm a
Your
cop.
fist cracks in his hand like a ripe apple. Pain shoots up into your brain.
The words to this.
Okay, yeah, he's just repeating.
Your race descent has only worsened since I last saw you. You have.
Come on, I got better than even odds. Yeah!
Just like that, instinct took over. A solid strike straight into his throat, into the cartilage. You could swear you felt the soft palate break. The man is reeling, gasping for air. Time stands still around you. In the distance, the sounds of the harbor are falling silent. All you hear is a small gurgling sound as a trickle of blood appears on the man's lip. He's open. Rip into him. Right hook. Escalated. Get intimate with him. Bring the hurt closer.
Back up and perform a 360-degree flying spin kick. Yeah!
The man lands on the bone, like a broken down puppet of muscles and sinew. For a moment, he still tries to keep his head up, dazed eyes looking at you with unimaginable surprise. To your left is the button.
I like how you can still apologize.
You slam your fist on the button, the man collapses entirely, his head rolling to the side.
Looks like you're the new measurehead now.
No one is the new measurehead. Let's go before he gets up.
Out of my way, fat boy. You're not even fat, you're a shithead. Die. How do I get in? Kim, you're in the way. Door behind us. The door is open now. Look at this area. So many things to check. You beat up a racist and got money. The dark liquid in the pot looks sentient. And a lot of postcards. Let's just steal these. How am I on each? I have worse visual calculus than drama. If your visual calculus is high enough, you could out-phrenology measurehead. Gives you a +1 modifier knockout check.
On second glance, someone has forgotten to properly close one of the drawers.
It's unfortunate for the Union to just leave their paperwork lying around like this.
Let's see what's inside, he thinks. The drawer opens smoothly. Inside is a well-organized selection of brown folders.
Let's look through
Hundreds
here.
of documents containing logistical data. Two kinds of transactions stand out. Materials coming into Revachol from the outside world, from Muindi, Grad, and even Ilmara. And the same materials being handed over to companies inside Revachol, Kuron, Coal City, La Delta, and Jamrock are listed among the many districts where the imports are being sold.
Let's browse.
It's hard to make sense of this thicket of company names, dates, quantities, and percentages. You try to focus, but the lines are getting blurry.
We may be too himbo for this.
Look how blurry
We are.
all the lines on these papers are. How unwieldy your own willpower is to yourself. You're like an absurdist Samaran monk, focusing through not focusing.
If I let my eyes go completely out of focus, all shapes start melting into each other.
Is that what you're doing with those photos over there?
Of course
Good.
not.
This is probably not relevant to our case anyway. After all, we're not investigating an accounting mystery.
The drawer slides shut smoothly.
Kim, we're investigating like drugs also. What's with the door? Oh, they've locked us in. Giant aspirin on the pillow.
An imposing combination of a punch clock and a payphone is looking down at you from the wall. A note on the side says, "Tokens unavailable due to strike. Use change."
That's 10 cents. That's true, I don't have anyone to call.
The tarpaulin cloak is still hanging on the railing. The
Don't
white
call
cannon
Abigail.
of the Revachol Citizens Militia is clearly visible on its back.
Yes, it was probably you. It does bear the RCM insignia, after all. The service cloak issued to you by your station? Yes, I do.
As your fingers touch the tarpaulin, it almost feels like the cloak wants to deliver a message of comfort through your fingertips. I will shield you from the elements and give my life for yours. That's what the cloak is relaying.
This is a raw upgrade to the Disco Blazer. True. Plus we get some shivers. Oh, that's a long walk.
All those empty wine bottles and cigarette butts on the ground. Someone partied really, really hard here.
How hard?
Well, they went through 6 bottles of potent Pilsner, 3 bottles of Commodore Red, and almost 4 packs of cigarettes. It must have been pretty hard.
Well, yes, I think we can say with relative confidence that it was you.
How did I get up here? I must have been on an advanced scouting mission in the harbor.
Yes, this looks pretty advanced, alright. For now, let's just move on.
Kim? Kim, I'm gonna be rolling in dough. What the hell's down there? Let's see, what's over here? This is just the way into the harbor, it looks like. great machines in quiescence.
This is the Night Watchman's booth. The name on the door reads, René Arnaud.
Oh, this is where René works.
If you must. But please hurry. We are pretty easy to spot up here.
Nothing incriminating catches your eye. The cabinets are clean and their sparse contents meticulously organized. There's a framed photograph on the table.
I'm taking it with me.
It's a black and white photo of a young couple out in a street fair. The man, René, is dressed in a Royal Carabinier uniform. The girl is young and very pretty. She is smiling playfully at the camera.
Why did you take that picture of René?
I'm making an artistic photo collage.
Fine. But let's move. I don't want to be seen snooping around here.
Where's your sense of adventure, Kim? Kim has no sense of adventure. This place is weird. Wilson. The great machines are sleeping. Cargo belts. Money. Container, container, container. I haven't noticed this guy over here. I missed a box? Oh, you're right. I can get angry. I do have more electrochemistry than Half-Light. Plus, these are like drip, right? You can sell the photo of a happy couple for $1. This postcard will sell for a pretty penny, or 34 of them.
Container, I'll turn you nice and red.
The accent is so thick, it's impossible not to notice he's Ubi, from the vanishing peninsula of Ubisund on Muindi.
Container, used to be Wild Pines. Container, now belongs to Everard.
Do not interrupt this little man in his joyous activity.
Everard, he looks after everyone. Huh? Well, hey there. How can I help you, mister? I see you are not a union man, mister. Did you get lost? You're not one of them scabs, are you?
What's with you people and scabs?
I don't personally mind. Folks is just folks, you know, and folks gotta eat. Just some of the other guys don't look too kindly on the scabbing kind, if you know what I mean, mister.
you work here?
Yes, yes. Everybody needs a job, and this is mine. I'm Leonard, by the way. Leonard Bellick. But everyone calls me Leo. I'm like Mr. Everett's right-hand man when Mr. Edgar is out of town, and Mr. Edgar's right-hand man when Mr. Everett is away.
I love this little man.
Actually, Miss Beaufort is the right-hand man, but she's a lady.
Who is this, Miss Beaufort?
A real pretty lady with a skin like those Douai Sucre candy bars my missus likes so much. Them are real nice to suckle on once the dinner is done and me and the missus sit down beside the radio. But I can't listen to the radio all the time. There's so much to do around here and I'm always busy keeping things running here. Yes I am, yes I am.
Stay on this Miss Beaufort topic.
Oh, Lizzie, she is a real sharp tool. Mr. Everett put her through some fancy school and everything, east of the river. 4 years she was gone, and when she came back, she was all fancy and lawyerly. But she's a real nice girl. Grew up in this here neighborhood, knows everybody and gets along with everyone. Real pillar of the community one day, I'm sure. If me missus and me was to have a child, I'd be real happy if she turned out like her. But she can't have kids. Dr. Lemaitre said so, and she knows about such things. Been a doctor for almost 50 years she has.
Yes, this place really seems to run like
Goodest of the good
Keep
cops.
It up, Leo.
Well, thanks a lot. Coming from you, it means a lot, really. Sometimes I feel some of the guys don't really get how much I bust my ass for them here. But you guys are alright. Oh yes, born and raised in Irish, mister. Mum had to leave my dad after he got a bit violent. Took us here to the new world. I was about 10 then, too old to lose my accent then. People say us Ubis are up to all sorts of trouble with sheep and other animals and whatnot. I just want you to know there was never any of that where I come from. No sir, those are just nasty rumors.
Thank you for clarifying that, sir.
What's your job here?
I'm just making some covers for them containers here. Yes I am, yes I am. So it's easier for the crane operators to spot them.
I don't know about that one.
Sure, mister.
I have to come back to that.
Oh, that one. That should be empty as far as I know. Lots of containers here have nothing in them. They're just waiting to be loaded up. Oh, you want Mr. Everett then? He's an awfully nice fellow, he is. Him and his brother are both nice fellows. They've lived their entire lives in this here neighborhood. Guys like Mr. Everett and Mr. Edgar, his brother, are real good guys. Made Martinez what it is today. Mr. Everett and Mr. Edgar and I went to the same school we did when we were boys. Oh, Mr. Everett is where he always is. In his office, of course.
Where is everyone?
Most of the guys are down at the gates, keeping the scabs from coming in. We're on a strike. The whole union is. You don't have to work when you're on strike. Ha! We haven't worked for 2 months now.
So no one is working?
Not everyone is down there, of course. Mr. Everett is in his office, where he always is. And Jean-Luc is guarding the gate. But Titus and his boys got into some drunken trouble and Everett sent them on a nice vacation. For a week or so.
What happened?
Oh, I'm not really supposed to talk about that. That's union business. Him and his boys stirred up something in town. Probably drank too much and got into a fight or something. I heard Mr. Everett telling them to take some time off.
They kill someone?
No, I don't think they killed anyone. Let's better talk about something else. Titus and his boys do good work. I don't want to get them in trouble over a little drinking. Bye-bye now.
Thanks, Easy Leo. I love you. Boss fight. Better make sure we're healed up.
Before you is a walrus of a man sitting behind a large desk. He looks up from his work, not the least bit surprised to see you. With great effort, he straightens himself up in his chair, yet says nothing. He simply stares at you, with a mixture of expectation and impatience, well bottled.
Are you in charge around
Welcome,
here?
Mr. Dubois, Mr. Kitsuragi. It's good of you two to stop by. Please, have a seat. I'm Everard Clare, head of the Debarders Union here in Martinez. I'd offer you my hand, but unfortunately my health prevents me from getting up. You understand?
He looks extremely comfortable. The tiny folding chair, on the other hand, looks like a torture device.
You go ahead, detective.
Whatever he has in store for you, it can't be good, he thinks. I'll do my best. Forget about that. What's with this Dubois stuff? You're getting some seriously bad vibes from that name.
Take a seat.
Excellent, Mr. Dubois. I can see that you're a reasonable man, and reasonable men can be of great use to one another.
Try to wink back.
So tell me, how can the head of the Debarders Union help a representative of the Revachol Citizens Militia today?
The chair you're sitting on has got to be the most uncomfortable chair in the world. It's violating your backside.
Oh, by the way, I heard you got a rather rude reception from a certain Lawrence Gart. Some people have no manners, it pains me to say. This should take care of that nonsense. It should be sufficient to cover your expenses for a few days and patch over your differences with a cafeteria manager. Go ahead.
Pour one out to all the people who died on the chair.
Wow, that's 25 real. That's good money. You need it.
Thank you.
Don't mention it. But also, don't forget it. I'm just kidding, of course. Now, I'd like to set your mind at ease about one other matter. Your lost gun. Let me assure you, Union people are on it as we speak. I've got my best hounds looking for that lost gun.
How did you know?
His slug-like lips
All right, everyone
move,
knows.
But all you hear is an echo. Lost gun, lost gun.
I forgot for a minute that I'm the one who got incredibly drunk. This could be the first time you realize your gun is missing.
The world is swallowed by a black hole of fear. Only two words escape its gravitational pull. Lost and gun.
It's not pretty. How do you know?
I know everything, Harry. Right now, I know that you're worried. Don't be worried. Everything's going to be all right. It's not like you left it loaded. You didn't lose a loaded gun. Local children aren't out there playing with it right now, pointing it into their own mouths. It's in a safe place. I just know it. I have a feeling everything's going to be all right.
It was loaded. There were 2 bullets in it. You always keep at least 2 barrels loaded.
The chair is killing you.
Officer, we will deal with this later. We don't need Mr. Clare's help with this.
I wouldn't be so sure about that.
We ball!
Who does
Yeah!
I think you are? Ronnie the Rookie? You ain't worried about no lost gun, or unpaid bill, or forgotten name. You're the bad cop. You're probably more corrupt than him. The fat man does the same, sinking deeper into his chair than one would think is physically possible. He seems to be enjoying your little display. Good. Now lean in with some corruption.
That we do, Harry. Let them say what they will about you and me. We're both born fighters. Why, thank you. It's always nice when a fellow professional appreciates your work.
That's it. Now kick back and add a final flourish for dignity.
This is a worm's lair. We both know why I'm here.
You strike me as a reasonable man, Harry. I like that in a lawman. Let's cut to the chase, shall we? What can Everard Clare do for you?
I think we'd like to ask you a few questions. Don't you think so, Detective?
Somehow you managed to get yourself out of this one. Now quick, keep the momentum up. Ask questions.
I want to talk about the hanging.
Oh, of course. That's your main thing here. That's why you're in Martinez. I know everything that goes on around here, and I would love to discuss it with you. I mean, it's no secret that the lynching is connected to the strike. So much to talk about. Honestly, it's been weighing on me so heavily. I understand you need to interview me, but there's a thing that's been keeping me up at night. I want to talk about the hanging. I mean, if we could just calmly talk, exchange information, we could blow this thing wide open.
Oh.
Yes, that sounds good. Let's do that.
But I can't think straight with this thing weighing on me. You're police officers, aren't you? I have a crazy idea. You guys are basically door-opening machines, incredibly talented at opening doors.
I've opened a few doors in my life.
And I'm sure you're going to open this one with flying colors, Harry. This really is very simple, and there's nothing shady about it.
Does this jiggling ooze think he's going to use you? He's got another thing coming. Play his game, son, with your eyes peeled. He's going to slip up, and when he does, you're going to come out on top.
Whose door is it?
No one's. It's just a weasel. A weasel lives there. Nothing for you to worry about.
Why don't you just open
Harry,
it yourself?
I'm a very busy man, and more importantly, I don't have that extraordinary physique you do. You look like you could run around all day.
You want to send someone a message that the police are working for you.
I repeat, I'm a very, very busy man, Mr. Kitsuragi, and therefore I must occasionally enlist outside help. So what will it be, Harry? A loud blabbering weasel. When weasels feel no one is watching, they start acting foolishly. Just go there, unlock the door, and leave it open. It's been such a burden on me, Harry. I just want this to be over so I can discuss business with you. Fantastic, my friend. Just let me know when it's done and we can take our friendship to the next level. You can get the key from Manana. He's down by the gates. Manana's like a free agent in the Union. Special operations. Hardened socialist. A real free thinker, too. He'll tell you precisely where the door is. One last thing, Harry. Just open the door. You don't need to go in or anything. I just want that weasel to come home and see the unlocked door.
Let's talk about my lost gun.
Your lost gun. My best men are on it. They're turning every stone, searching every playground, asking kids, grandmas, everyone. Your gun will be found, Harry. Let me assure you of that. It's just a matter of time and effort.
The only way to find it seems to be working with him. He might even be holding your gun hostage.
Could he really do that?
Who knows? Only one thing is certain. If you work with him, you're going to get it back. And working with him might be the only way to do it.
Yes, thank you for the hot tip regarding your lost gun, Harry. My men have indeed factored in that you pawned it. Now please, let the professionals do their job. Kick back, Harry, relax. I have great guys on this. You focus on what's important. Building our relationship for the good of Martinez.
It did not come as a surprise to him. He might actually not be bullshitting.
Damn it, Harry. That's exactly what it means. I'm only kidding, of course.
He is not.
Of course. I understand. We help you, you help us.
I met
Oh,
Joyce.
that's very nice. I haven't gotten around to her yet. I'm very, very busy, you see. I hope you're getting along. One thing I want to make very clear, Harry, is that this is not some kind of union versus corporation situation. Everyone is just pals here.
Just pals?
We're all trying to do what's best for Martinez. Don't feel like you can't cooperate with her because you and I are such good friends and I'm helping you find your lost gun. I'm not a jealous guy. If she actually wants to see me, she will find a way. Any good negotiator would. And I just don't have anything to discuss with a bad negotiator.
He doesn't want to
Mr. Everard is helping me find my gun.
Of course, Harry. Let me just assure you one more time. It's perfectly okay to share anything we discuss here with this Joyce. This is a completely transparent organization.
You didn't know Joyce, did you?
I have no interest in what she is doing, but I myself have nothing to hide. Your business is your business, and I respect your privacy. Just remember, none of this is secret. Tell her about all of it. My brother's picture, my singing swordfish clock. Tell her how overweight I am and how I'm helping you find your lost gun. Tell her about everything. Everard doesn't mind.
This is weird. Not nice weird, but okay.
You called me Mr. Dubois.
Of course. Let us dispatch with the formalities. You call me Everard, I call you Harry.
That's what the hanged corpse called you. Harry.
My God, so it's true. I didn't want to believe it, but you are a fantastic science fiction amnesiac cop, aren't you? What are the odds of that?
Uh-oh.
I think the odds of that are very low.
I assure you, there's nothing to be ashamed of, Harry. You're among friends, and the good news is, I have a big fat folder on you, Harry. I'm sure you have a lot of questions to ask. Maybe I can help you out.
Don't trust him. For all you know, Dubois might be his name.
You're right.
You need to confirm this.
I'm sure you had some concerns you thought I might be able to address. And you were probably right. I can.
It's just a brown folder. You can't make out what's written on it.
But we're wearing the glasses.
Are you trying to tell me you've gotten hold of some of our documents?
Mr. Kitsuragi, would you mind? Me and Harry are talking about his lost identity right now.
Do you know where I
Of
live?
course, Harry. Your precinct is the 41st and you live in Jamrock. You're a Jamrock boy. A long way from home, but that's okay.
What kind of cop does
Harry,
it say I am?
You're not simply a cop, you're a star. A bright shining star in the drab law enforcement sky, outshining all other stars. You're a superstar.
You get me.
Of course I do, Harry. And I'm gonna help you shine. I'm gonna put you on all the big stages. Your name in giant neon letters. Harry Dubois.
The giant neon sign reading Harry Dubois, hanging from the Cavalson crane, can be seen all the way to Jamrock. Somewhere in Mirova, a beautiful woman sees the bright glow on the horizon and says to herself, "Oh my God, I shouldn't have left him."
It's Harry. Harry Dubois.
You don't feel like either one of these things. You know what your name is. You have a sophisticated name, like that of a count or a beautiful man.
My name is Raphael Cousteau.
Fine, Harry. You can even be Harry Raphael de Bois de Costeau, or whatever you choose to be. Mr. Kitsuragi doesn't seem even slightly empathetic to your memory loss, Harry. I, however, wish to help you any way I can. This?
I find that very suspicious. May I have a look?
I didn't mean to skip. Oops.
I'm afraid this is meant for Union eyes only, Mr. Kitsuragi. I'm sure you understand. Please continue, Harry. Family? Harry, you're not a family man. There's not one peep of family in here. Unless you think you're a family man. Do you strike yourself as a family man, Harry?
I'd be a wonderful father.
Well, yes. I'm sure you're going to make one little boy or a girl very happy and proud one day, Harry.
Let's try it.
Everard's large hands are covering the
Oh, I got snake eyes.
The look on his face says, I know everything about you, Harry.
Critical failure.
I'm sure it's not that bad. At worst, he has an old RCM folder, and I very much doubt even that.
Harry, I just know the things that matter to our friendship, and I want you to feel free to ask me about those things. Of course, Harry, of course. Let's not linger on personal details and amnesia. You wanted something from me.
You know anybody drugs?
What? Harry, how could you say that to me? You know I appreciate a joke as much as any Johnny Fat Guy, but I can't take slander. Are you actually investigating this? You've hurt me, Harry. Me, a friend. But you know what?
And gets over it in 2 seconds. Seems like it didn't really hurt him.
I trust you, like I trust all my friends. And I know you'll never talk to me about this again, because you don't want to wound me. So do what you want, and let's change the subject.
Thank you for your understanding. We will continue to do what we must.
You too, Lieutenant. You know, I like you, but you never were my favorite. I'm a Harry guy. I'm Team Harry.
None taken. Do we have anything else to do here, Harry?
Wait. You need this to get in and out through the gate. Here, you're one of us now. A real red and white Union man. Take care, Harry.
We're a Union man. Ah! The autosave. I think that went well. What do you think, Kim? Thank you for giving us zero information on the case, Everard. Money! Giant novelty check. Constable's rent. All of it. What's this? $0.50. He had a field day with that check.
A rusting control panel with several knobs. 2 buttons marked Marche and Arrête are faded with use. It seems to control the large crane above. A container is attached to its hook block. Marche. On. Arrête. Off. The crane stands tall, proud, erect, and still.
If I turn it on, everyone's gonna hear. I get the feeling. But we also are a Union man now. Our card somewhere. Where's my union card? Oh. It's a key.
A rusting marsh. With a loud grind, the crane shifts overhead, moving a massive metal container through the air.
What the fuck? It's a lot quieter than I imagined.
And, with a surprisingly quiet thunk, the crane places the container down. The harbor sleeps as the strike rages in the distance. The crane can rest again, now that its purpose has been fulfilled. Moving this container, of course. For this purpose it was built. For this purpose it has acted. And now it will rest.
Beautiful.
I can't see how that was worth the wreckers. Except for seeing the crane in action, which I admit was satisfying.
Base Kitsuragi moment. Kim, let's go inside.
Before you stands a cargo container. Just one of many in the yard.
You do? Because I don't. There are a million containers here. Why are you fixating on this one?
It was hanging from
You
the
just
crane.
picked one out because you wanted to interact with a cargo container. We are not here to interact with containers. We are here to talk to the Union, right?
You attempt to turn the handle, to no avail. The doors seem to be mechanically locked. To your left, the lieutenant considers your actions with some puzzlement. No reply. The knock produces a hollow ring of metal. Doesn't sound like there's anything inside the container.
Erratic, yet thorough. Been in the world for 2 days. We ball.
Why are you even trying to open a door with rhetoric?
Because getting physical wasn't an option.
Because what wasn't an option?
Using my body over my wits.
Now is not the time to get philosophical, detective. You can do that after hours.
You get me, Kim. This check unlocks every day. Hell yes. Damn, it's getting snowy up here fast.
The file cabinet stands. The drawer slides.
So, how'd you like our harbor?
Labor Utopia.
It's but a rest area on the path leading across open plains. Right. You talk to the boss, eye to eye, like men of the plain. If you have any more questions, I'm set to talk. A key, huh? What door is this key supposed to open? Oh, say no more. I got that key right here. And let me tell you, it's mighty good of you to help us out during the strike. Working class solidarity, as they say.
I'm a hustle grinder. I'm opening it for all working men.
I knew this man was a commie. And it's a good thing you're doing too. Thanks. What you're looking for is a basement door behind the greenhouse. That's behind the whirling and rags. That's all I know. Our organization is what you call compartmentalized. Means we keep out of each other's business.
Okay, but where did you get the key from?
The janitor gave it to me. Nice fella. We talked about life and things that really, truly matter. None of this mess we're in. This jiving and juggling. What's it for? To feed our children, I guess. I'm more of a philosophical dock worker. I like to talk about the big picture stuff. Who I am, who you are, what we are fighting for.
Who he is, and what they're fighting for? This is interesting.
Now this
Ask
is
him
interesting.
about the Hardy Boys.
Los Ardis? They're an independent militant group. A bit too high-strung, but it comes with the responsibility. They're sort of like you. Preserve the rule of law and all that. Except it's Everard's law. But really, they're just like you.
The tear machine stands in the corner. Your bottles clunk into
Yeah!
the machine, and the money appears with a satisfying jingle. Do you know what you should do with that money, kiddo? You should buy more alcohol. Enter.
The money appears.
Is this about the questions again? Because, wow. I didn't know you worked for the union, sir. Anything else I can do for you?
That was easy. Worryingly so. Blow the whole thing on speed and gin right now. Speed and gin. Great combo. Ask some local dealers, maybe.
Quiet, you.
A colorful display of cigarettes and alcohol bottles line the shop wall, inviting you closer.
Again, I'm obliged to inform you that both alcohol and cigarettes damage your health.
I am low on intellect. In the sunset, leaping from building to building. Faun Ultra. Got a pressing thought.
That felt good. Your heart's pounding nicely. You should tell people to fuck off more often.
Kim, I think I should tell people to fuck off more often.
Not as a general rule, but that one was justified. Better to get the lay of the land before telling people to fuck off.
Fuck yeah,
That's
motherfuckers.
the spirit. Never forget. The whole world's a wooden house, and you're a goddamn flamethrower.
Yeah! Yeah, zone's down here. There's something down there.
Just an ordinary wall. Nothing to see here. This must be it. The basement door is weather-worn. The copper nails holding the upholstery in place have turned green from sea air, and there's a knocker shaped like a lion's head. The royal lion, Guillaume's kitten. This knocker will last a lifetime and then some.
Feeling lucky?
The leather upholstery is worn and rough against your jaw. You don't hear any movements. In fact, it's oddly silent in the yard around you. No birds chirp. You try to be as silent as you can. It takes a bit of rattling of the handle to loosen the bolt. Finally, the door unlocks with a small clack. Thoughts race through your head.
You about to get shot from the other side?
The sound of the key turning still echoes in the yard. Hopefully no one heard. Good job. Let's go now. I'm sure there's nothing interesting in there. As you hold the open door, you can feel the air moving. A little draft, a whistle.
He said not to go inside.
This is the flag of Revachol, the suzerainty. This isn't just one sun, but there are little suns dancing around the big sun. This is the sevenfold sun miracle. It's an optical atmospheric anomaly the first settlers saw. Happens in cold weather. 6 small suns around the big one. This complex halo phenomena is how old Revachol got its flag.
The tenant is an old-fashioned guy.
Oh.
The flag doesn't seem to mind. It's just a colorful fabric with a sun sewn onto it. Like all feudal flags, it looks like a children's drawing.
This is Measurehead's apartment, isn't it? Let's just steal some shit.
A row of mugs sits on the shelf. Each one depicts a human figure. A dark-skinned woman grinning amidst mysterious symbols. A broad-shouldered man shoveling potatoes, and others.
Does Measurehead seem like a weasel to us? He's more like a polar bear. Kind of an asshole and everyone has to shoot him.
A little ring. Though cheerful, the images on the ceramic make you vaguely uncomfortable.
The racist mug collection.
The lieutenant picks up one of the mugs, then puts it back down with a look of disdain.
I'm beginning to feel better about breaking into this man's apartment.
Yes, your broken mug friend would feel very much at home here. The same humor, the same mocking lines.
There's the missing tin soldier. Whoever lives here might have used the Whirling's container to dump his trash. And now they've drawn the ire of the Union. The plot thickens, as they say.
An interesting little clue. Let's see where this goes. Clues have a way of magically connecting to other clues down the road. Perhaps you should break into apartments more often.
Who knows? I'm not expecting too much from this clothes in the trash lead either way. It might turn out to be some random local matter, but still, a nice coincidence.
Let's hope he's not outside. Phew! Kim, we should break into people's houses more often. With the 7 mugs in hand, we can get our wishes granted.
Looking for something, Hunt?
Telling you to fuck off again. Could put a point in Half-Life. To do that, check again. You're right. How many ones do I have? I have 2. What's the thought? What's the thought, Raphael? This game loads pretty fast, which means the loading screen tips are, like, impossible to read.
Mr. Dubois, a pleasure as always. You don't have to sit down this time, since you've already sat on that chair. I'm very glad to hear that, Harry. One question. You didn't actually happen to stumble in and see what's inside the apartment, did you? You're right, Harry. You only had to unlock the door, which you did, so we're all good here. Now let's get down to brass tacks. It's time for men like me and you to figure out who's killed who and why. Real police work is gonna start happening now. I promise you, Harry, this is gonna be good.
Raphael, please stop telling you went. Stop trying to say you went inside.
By now, I'm sure you've figured out who the dead man was working for. The bad guys. Wild Pines. Sent to scare us. Another violent measure of the top hats against us flatcaps. Harry, this strike is the culmination of many, many mistakes made by the Wild Pines group. They tried to shut the strike down by sending in armed mercenaries.
You mean our victim?
A security contractor? Can you imagine that? Workers standing in peaceful protest, united in the spirit of fellowship, and they send hired killers to mow us down with machine gun fire?
He performs a motion as if spraying bullets from a machine gun.
I'm talking beasts, hardened killers from proxy wars in Yisut, Semenine, Saramoritsa, you name it, they've done it. Raping, killing, burning villages, killing little children for the Senorita Pineapple Company, Harry.
That's a dig at Chiquita Banana.
Everything they did there, they brought over here. They want to turn Revachol into a third world slum. Honestly, the only thing they didn't do is kill the village elephant.
Hold on, you have a village elephant?
No, Harry, the elephant is metaphorical, and so is the village. But the mercs and their brutality are very real.
Go on.
Now, I haven't personally witnessed the brutalities out there. I have the luxury of staying in my container, you see. If I need to go somewhere, they just move my container.
They move the whole container?
Yes. I'm an old man, Harry. My legs aren't what they used to be. They lift my office with that big crane. It's actually very fun. You should try it. But enough about me and my fun container. The killers the company hired, I think there were 3 of them, all hardened commando types. One of them got downright suicidal, getting drunk, violent, a little rapey. Even their own negotiator couldn't control him. That's your boy, the one who likes hanging out and trees.
By negotiator, you mean Joyce?
Harry, what you need to realize is, we dock workers are not pushovers. We got grit, Harry. This whole neighborhood does. Push us hard enough and we push back. And when we do, we push to kill.
An entire neighborhood of killers.
The whole neighborhood is on?
Potentially, Harry, potentially. We got arm wrestling champions, rowing club people, ex-coal miners, tough guys, all ready to spring into action for their home base. There's a militant wing inside the Union, a group of people whose duties don't involve manual labor, but peacekeeping in the neighborhood.
3 of them.
Making sure everything runs smoothly.
We've only found one of them, though. Who are the other 2?
They're like you guys. Idealistic people who want to make sure bad things don't happen. And if they already have, well, punishment must follow.
So these idealists killed our victim?
Are these the Hardy Boys?
One day Titus Hardy, leader of this peacekeeping faction, comes up to me and says, "Boss, socialist democratic fervor drove us to take it upon ourselves to kill this beast that was burdening the land."
I don't know if Titus is, like, that verbose.
He probably worded it differently, but that was the idea. Sure sounded to me like they killed him. I gave them 2 weeks paid leave and told them to lay low to avoid retaliation.
Aren't you worried we might arrest them for this?
Oh, I'm not at all worried about that. These are not the kind of men who get arrested. They're Martinez boys, tough and gritty. I'd like to see the man who takes them in. Besides, I sent my lawyer girl to look after them.
You mentioned a lawyer
Liz is
girl?
a bright one. I paid for that law degree myself, thinking it'll probably turn her all fancy. But hell, Harry, she came back a firebrand socialist. Sometimes she scares me with her zeal. How do I know? Let me tell you about these people. That's their MO. It's what they do. Last winter, some poor workers in Terminal E went on a little strike. The company sent in Sediment, a security contractor. The strike was over the workers' right to wear protective footwear, Harry. These guys turn up and start beating people. Tell you what, Harry, I wouldn't be surprised if we got the same mercenary company after a little rebranding. And I'm sure as hell not surprised to see an army of scabs under my gates.
So you believe the scabs were organized by the security contractor?
You said it. Hell, one of those guys looks big enough to take down that proverbial elephant. Boys like that don't just happen to show up during strikes. Oh, they are simply fine young men. All 7 of them.
All 7 of them.
Exemplary union members. Always working to advance their position in the local socialist democratic movement. Core members. Old Theo used to run them, but things really kicked into gear when Titus took the reins and named the group after himself. Gotta love his initiative.
Interesting. Who's second in command?
They're almost all of them great guys, born leaders. Whatever happened, I'm sure they only had the best interests of Martinez and Revachol in mind. Work with them. Hell, interview them. But don't fight them. They really are just like you. Men who like beer, women, and some order on the streets.
Separate one from the herd.
Which one is your least
Well,
favorite?
that would definitely be Fat Angus. His feet smell from a city block away, and he's always having noisy stomach troubles. Horrible, revolting guy.
If I were to pin this on someone and just quietly...
You would die, Harry. You would die, and in the process start a bloody and completely unnecessary war between the Debarders Union and the Citizens Militia.
Oh, damn.
Angus, his ever-growling stomach, and his smelly feet are all part of the Union. You have as much right to arrest him as I have to arrest your partner here. Actually, less. Because this is my hometown, my territory, and my backyard. You are a guest here, Harry. Please remember that. Oh, Harry. This is getting real grim, and there's no need for that. We are friends.
I don't want to tell him about the bullet. He doesn't know that I know.
But of course, it's the least I can do for my good friend Harry. I'll do it right after we've concluded this talk.
You can now go and tell Titus about this. See what he has to say.
We can prove authority to Titus.
Also, Harry, here's 5 real.
What?
I'm not giving you anything. I'm just holding out 5 real.
Sure.
The lieutenant watches you pocket the banknote. He looks a little puzzled.
Good boy. A real team player. Now, do you have any more questions? Was it a good talk? I'm not sure we made much headway here. I was hoping we'd bust the case wide open. Heck, I even wanted to tell you what I really want to achieve with the strike. I don't know what happened, Harry. I wanted you to feel like Mr. Martinez. And of course, I also wanted you to find your gun. But it's like I can't completely trust you. Yet.
Oh shit, does he know?
Yes, Harry. It's like I can't fully trust you if you're not a man of the left. I want to, but I just can't.
A man of the left? So you have to be a social democrat?
We gotta become a communist.
He's been hurt too much in the past by men who aren't social democrats.
I'm more left than you are.
You're saying it, but I don't believe you. You know how it is, company snitches, agent provocateurs everywhere. I'm barricaded in this fortress of mine, and I need to get a message out. Will you help me?
And what would this entail?
Once again, I require nothing unethical or illegal of you. You just need to get 2 little signatures on this piece of paper, and then mail it to my accountant in La Delta.
It depends. I don't think what we just got from Mr. Clare was very useful.
But, he thinks, it's your call.
As I said, it weighs on me heavily. But once we get really talking, well, I'm gonna hand you the keys to Martinez, and maybe even help you figure out who's behind this killing.
Man, that's what you said last time.
I'm glad you asked, Harry. The Union is going to build a modern youth center in Martinez. It will be righteous. We're gonna get those teenagers off drugs and on roller skates.
There's a lot you can do with 2 signatures.
There's a nameless little street on the coast with some old houses around it. Most people have already signed. I just need 2 more signatures to get this mission off the ground, Harry. They are just gonna have to deal with the construction noise for 6 months,
if you
and
catch
then they'll
my
be
drift.
living like kings. Right next to a fancy new youth center designed by the best architects from Stella Marie. On the coast, Harry, across the canal. There's a cul-de-sac there, a little village they're calling it. A gloomy place. You'll find it. I trust your detective skills, Harry.
Water drips from the eaves. A woman looks at her freshly tarred skiff. There's a pair of cavalry boots under the fish in the box, and the wind howls like a vicious spirit.
Whose 2 signatures does he want? Mr. Everard is helping us find our gun. I get the feeling that he doesn't know where it is. Any signatures.
You bring joy to my heart, Harry. Such a pleasure to be working with you. Here, you need to get signatures from Isabel Sadie and Lillian Carter. The cul-de-sac is right past the pawn shop and across the canal. I hear there is some trouble with the water lock, but they should fix it by Wednesday morning. Once you have the signatures, mail this to 13022 La Rocca in La Delta. Then, I'll know you're a solid socialist.
What's in that container over there?
My dear Harry, there are literally millions of containers in this harbor. I couldn't possibly remember what's in all of them.
There's something special about it.
Harry, you smooth-talking son of a bitch. Time is a precious resource, and I don't have enough of it to count containers with you.
Smooth talking. Maybe that's the way to go about opening the container.
You should at least try.
You should at least try convincing it.
See you soon, Debarder. Just kidding, but not too much.
Tim, I don't think Mr. Everard's giving us what we need.
It's just erase it. You take the legal documents out of the envelope, a 12 to 40 month construction period, and the zoning plan in the addendum. The youth center cuts into the ocean like the bow of some great modern ship. Apparently, it's going to cover most, if not all, of the street and the square between the existing houses. It's 3 stories tall.
I'm no property lawyer, but it looks fine. I like the print size. They're not selling or leasing anything. It's not a perfect solution, but...
Hang on. Pressed in spotless, gleaming white shirt, the kind that serious men wear, at serious intercede. I can't even say words anymore. Not yet piss-soaked or cum-stained.
You take the legal documents out of the envelope, a 12 to 40 month construction period, and the zone. There doesn't seem to be anything of interest here. No fine print. You're smart. You can read.
Last 2 checks were snake eyes. Save scum. I could also just put a point in logic. The game saw the Geek Chad luck on the composure check. It's punishing me. We can worry about the envelope later.
looking for something, Hunt? Come to tell me to fuck off again?
Men like this only respect two things: strength and fear. Time to turn up the volume.
Show me your lawyer.
Fuck you, I told you. I'm not gonna...
There. His voice grows smaller as yours.
I'm gonna fuck you for the rest of my life.
Look, fuck you, man. It's some lorry down there. Green, banged up thing. I don't fucking know who she is.
When did she go away?
I don't know. I don't even know her name. She just rolls with the fleet and acts like a big shot. Some dyke, probably. I haven't even seen her for days. Past the monument, down there. The Green Temple. Now, leave me the fuck alone, okay?
A small temple by the monument. Green. Let's get into that lorry.
Come on, Kim.
This green found, A to Z, contemporaire, is parked in the shadow of the ruins looming overhead. It's seen better days.
This must be the one he told us about, unless he was lying.
The glass on the side windows is tinted and covered with dust. You can barely make out the shape of a seat and two steering levers. Posters cover the small windows in the back. You can't make out what's on them. The door is locked. The handle looks shiny, like it's recently replaced. There's no pick in this lock. The owner has put special care into it. It's a recessed design.
Use the pry bar to smash the window. Open it from the inside.
Good idea.
I don't know how good it is, but this investigation has taken long enough. We can't afford it to take any longer.
Let's try it.
Pry bar in hand, you take a hard swing at the window. A loud thunk rings out and the pry bar bounces back, leaving a tiny spider web on the glass. Goddamn maggot. Drag your ass to the gym and do some reps right now.
Hit it again.
Another futile thunk sounds in the brisk coastal air.
This has been hard enough. No need to make it any harder.
He smashes it into the window. Droplets of glass fly everywhere,
Thank you, Kim.
over the lorry floor and pavement. You can just reach in now.
Nice.
It went better than I expected. Open it from the inside.
The smell of cigarettes and perfume welcomes
I loosened it for him.
The cabin inside is plastered with old movie posters. Actresses smile from the walls. There's a radio transmitter in the front and a toolbox tucked under the driver's seat. Some tools lie scattered near the pedals. There's something odd about the passenger seat. The seating fabric has been pulled tight over the lower side of the seat where the toolbox should be. These are movie posters featuring starlets from long-forgotten films from the 20s, the teens, even the 90s of the last century.
Kim passed a physical instrument check.
One of them particularly catches your eye. A centerfold of an ingenue attached right above the back seat. There's definitely perfume in the air. It's spicy, with a hint of amberette, wafting through the bitter air of the cabin. The remnants of a sweet juniper-scented perfume, probably grenade number 5.
Number 5.
The actress is draped in a sheathed dress, one of her shoulders bared. The faded remains of an autograph run across the poster. She's looking past the camera. Wait, doesn't she resemble someone you know? But you can't put your finger on whom exactly. The actresses and the rear actor all smile you a warm goodbye. A radio transmitter is attached to the dashboard and a toolbox sits under the driver's seat. A metallic drawer slides out from the seat. It's empty, except for a folded newspaper. It's an issue of Peripherique from last Wednesday. A piece of paper falls out from its pages. It looks like an article ripped out from a radio enthusiast magazine. Complex mathematical equations explain the basics of something called the Ulan frequency system. These formulas look oddly painful. Maybe it's the hangover, but they give you a headache.
The Ulan frequency system? I've never heard of that before. I know of FM, AM, UKV, but...
Pull out toolbox sliced back into its nest. The rest is as it was. Posters, a radio, dust on the windows. Voila, a stack of neatly folded papers has been stashed behind
Painful math,
the seating fabric. You see 3 maps depicting a large metropolitan area. It's Revachol. Some of its routes and highways have been outlined with a pen.
Bonne prise.
This large map displays the elevated motorway called 881. The intake leading to Martinez is marked with a blue X. There's another X on the off-ramp at a place called the Old South. Toll booths at the intakes are marked with a circle. It looks like there are scant few ways of getting onto the elevated motorway that runs over Jamrock, and this person knows them all. There, hundreds of thousands of motor carriages roar on the 881, high above the massive brown and red roofs that is Jamrock. The commuters don't even look down. The world ceases to exist outside the windshield. To Kuron, through the middle-income neighborhoods there, by the river, and then to Stella Maris and La Delta for work, while the men and women of Jamrock scuttle to their fates below the road. This municipal map from the 30s displays a complex system of storm sewers underneath a sub-district called the Pox, old military hospital, right adjacent to the 41st precinct. No storm will ever drown Revachol. The great solution to the riddle of history.
What?
Wind rips through the empty hallways of the once great military hospital, now just a ruin under an overgrown park. Beneath the hospital, great sewer tunnels hum and vibrate with life of their own. The rattle of motor carriages and lorries driving through long-forgotten tunnels, lit by gaslights.
I was born in a place where people go to die.
The final map displays a labyrinth of service tunnels left over from the construction of Motorway 881. A few routes have been marked with a pen, where the tunnels and sewers surface near the eminent domain and a traffic island in central Jamrock by the lake. These service tunnels were probably used during the construction of the foundation beneath the motorway.
It means that the smugglers are secretly using the motorway to transport their goods and materials. They've infiltrated the East Motor Tract, most likely. The RCM patrols most of these auxiliary roads, though apparently not all of them. Hard to say. This distribution network looks certainly large, yet still vague enough. It doesn't reveal much about the Besmerti behind it. The Besmerti is a Revacholian crime syndicate. They see themselves as the inheritors of the 14 Revacholian Indo-tribes, but really they're just violent gangs vying for control on the west side of Revachol. With cool names like La Puta Madre and Aura Masta. It's a dark parody. It's definitely not the Union. They just do some logistics. This operation has spread everywhere in Jamrock.
Kim
If
hates
it's that
school.
widespread, then Madre remains the most likely suspect. Here's bad news. There have been attempts at a serious investigation before, but they haven't ended well for those involved.
Especially bad news for cops who may have something in their past they don't even know is there.
Best not to disturb the scene. I'll have forensics go over the lorry and pick this up later.
The stack of maps looks just like before, barely noticeable. The movie stars look silently by, and the pull-out toolbox has a rubber handle, worn from years of use. You wedge yourself under the steering wheel to get a better look. Seems like the few tools lying around here, a hammer, a pair of pliers, a rusty wrench, have been casually thrown there by the disorganized driver. But one odd detail does catch your eye. A piece of sandpaper has been glued to the throttle. Sandpaper adds extra grip.
Sandpaper? A novel technique? Yes?
Do the honors, he thinks. Connect it yourself.
Which means that the missing lady driver was present at the lynching.
Women, always up to something.
Now we know for certain who is the missing eighth person at the lynching. Do you think that Hardy and his boys could also be involved in the drug operation? Understood. We should still go and see what Titus has got to say. Are we finished with the lorry?
The movie stars are still smiling from the walls. Looks like the frequency dial is absent. It requires a key to work, but...
Strange. There are so many radio stations saved here. Must be over 100 at least. No, that's on 78.9. What? I happen to have committed the frequency to memory. I have no problem admitting that.
I'm glad we can give Kim shit.
For contacting an entire fleet of lorrymen, for example. This is all shortwave, UW and UKV. Looks like we are dealing with an impressive organizational tool. The nerve center of a huge operation. With quite a range, too.
A 20-kilometer radius at least. Perhaps extended by an attachable antenna that's not here right now.
Doesn't look like it. It's completely inoperable without a dial key.
The ghostly actresses and the rusty toolbox under the driver's seat. You close the rusty old lorry door.
Great. I think we got everything. A word, detective? Before we return to Joyce?
What's up, Kim?
Alright, we've finished here. Let's quickly debrief and go over what we found, so we don't do it in front of the company rep.
Seems like something police would do.
Honestly, I'm quite worried by what we've seen so far. The evidence seems to point to a rather extensive and well-organized operation. I'm especially intrigued by that radio transmitter, particularly the sheer number of stations it can connect. Looks like this alleged drug trade casts a wide net. I'm not sure what the ULAN frequencies are all about, but they may hold some significance. Perhaps it's a better way to connect between fleets while avoiding frequency bleed, or maybe it's used to tap into RCM networks.
Listening in on your calls between you and your station, a worrying prospect.
Oh, and the maps we found. They reveal the geographical extent of the operation. Looks like they've used abandoned tunnels and access roads to stay hidden. This is useful info. And last but not least, it looks like the Hardy boys knew this driver, as we know that she was present at the lynching. This may be the Union connection we've been searching for.
The probe and the case converged, he thinks. This was quite the find.
And the movie posters?
As elegant as they are, I don't think they are relevant to the drug trade.
Don't be fooled. Desire always plays a role.
Could the film industry be involved?
Yes, well...
Unimportant.
Like Joyce told us, yes, logistically. But don't expect to bust this open during our stay here. At best, this is an angle we can use against them, to other ends, as extra ammunition.
Meaning, someone as slippery as Everard won't be caught by a couple of cops and some stuff they found in some cabin.
We should return to the murder case, see what Joyce tells us about the lynching. When we are done for the day, I call my station and suggest our narcotics department look into it. There are more than enough grounds to start an official investigation, sometime later when we are done here. We do not want to get caught in that. The fact that one hasn't started already gives me pause. An investigation, I mean. Especially if the Madrid grouping is involved, and I can't imagine they aren't. It's certainly worrisome. All the same, I don't like the idea of internal affairs descending on the matter. That won't help anyone either.
Debrief over?
Debrief over. After you.
You can do it, Harry. Huh?
I, saw you poking around in Lady Driver's lorry. She in trouble?
It's gonna be fun.
Oh man, that's like a load off my mind. All that stress was messing up my rhymes.
What's with those rhymes, anyway?
Tommy Leham's gonna be a musician. Sprechgesang, but with beats. I've got a lot of free time on the road to hone my craft. Tommy Lam was taken. My real name's Jerry Lafitte. Tommy's way better.
Good luck with that,
yeah,
Tommy.
You too. Be safe, detective.
I think we have ammunition to take on Titus. Let me make sure my drip is tight enough to take on Titus. Not with that authority check. Oh no, I quick saved again.
Behind the dockworkers, a ceiling-height window. The hawthorn branches scrape the glass like bony fingers.
It's not time yet.
There's a little slide panel up there to let some air in. No need to open it in spring. It's still too cold outside.
Oh, money!
Looks like the circus left town, but the clowns are still here. Oh, so you went and talked to my mommy, and now she's making me play with you. Is that it, lawman?
And what's gonna happen if we don't? You gonna go and tell on us?
I would never tell on someone.
Yeah, I heard him. The fuck do you think I'm doing here? You'd have your ass handed to you if it wasn't for the boss man's word. Let me state this very clearly, Capo. Hello, officer. I'm Titus Hardy, and these are my boys, Hardy boys. How may we assist you?
+2 and it's still 3%.
What are you talking about, madman? There's no 8th Hardy boy, there's 7 of us and we're all here. Or what? You want to be the 8th Hardy boy? We ain't hiring.
Actually, boss, we've been talking and we think she could maybe...
She? So there's an 8th Hardy, and it's a Hardy girl? Who might it be? Elizabeth? The gardener?
Shut the fuck up, Glenn! I do the talking here. Now what the fuck do you want, cop?
So let me get this straight. There is an eighth Hardy boy. It's a she, and you don't like us talking about her?
That's right.